All right, what's up, y'all? Good morning. I wanted to take a moment and give you a sneak peek into the first class of our Mastering Real Food for a Lifetime progression that's kicking off in January. Again, like we've said it many times, why are we trying to figure all this stuff out? Because we want to be healthy. We want to look good, feel good, perform well. We want to be confident in our bodies, confident in how we look and feel in our bodies and how we're perceived by other people, and just, have really good health and longevity and quality of life. And a really big part of that's nutrition. That's why we have a separate nutrition class that spans this 8 weeks, because it's so important as a foundation for what it is that we're trying to do. And remember, our biggest problem from our perspective is just misinformation. We've got access to too much information. We're bombarded with information from a million different directions about what we're supposed to do. And then we're always seeking out information because we're trying to figure this stuff out. If I had to weight the different foundations for health as far as giving you what it is that you're looking for, I would say that nutrition, real food nutrition, has got to be 80% of the deal. And then things like exercise, maybe around 10%, sleep 5%, mindfulness 5%. And it's not that those things aren't important, they're extremely important, but the results that you're looking for, 80% of them comes from what you eat and how you eat. And that's what we're going to teach you in this progression. So just to give you an idea, this first meeting, it's the basics of real food. And it's the best of what we have. It's the best of what we put together over the past 10 years. And this basics of real food meeting, really what we're doing is we're making an argument for our definition of real food. So if we're gonna make this work for a lifetime, and if we're gonna really believe in what it is that we're doing and not get misled by other fad methodologies in the future, if we wanna have confidence with what we're doing, then we have to understand why we choose our definition of real food. And so some of the things that we cover are, and it's super powerful, human evolution. How did our bodies and genes evolve to become who we are as human beings? Once you start to understand the contributing factors, it becomes very clear what it is that we're supposed to do. But then we also talk about anatomy and physiology and how the human digestive system works. This is not debatable. You can pull this up in any A&P book and it will confirm what it is that we discuss there. So we combine the human evolution with anatomy and physiology, and then we talk about ancestral wisdom from a perspective of looking back at our ancestors, going back 2.5 million years, all the way up to maybe 300,000 years ago, using the fossil record and archaeological studies. But then we also assess some modern hunter-gatherer populations to kind of see what it is that they do that makes them so healthy. And then we also combine the work of pioneers like Dr. Weston A. Price. He was a dentist around the turn of the 20th century in the 1900s, and he took his retirement money and traveled the world looking for primitive populations that were still eating an ancestral diet to try to figure out what it was they did that made them so freaking healthy. All right, and then we combine all that together, and then we definitely want to take into account modern science. So we kind of look at the modern science and see, what does science say about vegan? What does science say about low carb and keto and paleo and even animal-based? And once we combine all that stuff together, our definition of real food makes complete sense. In fact, you'll come out of there just completely understanding and believing what it is we're supposed to eat, but then we have to talk about how we're supposed to eat, because what we're trying to do when we eat real food is give the body the nutrients that it needs to contribute to the structure, form, and function of this amazing body. And then we also want to make sure that we're eating in a way that trains the body how to use its own body fat for fuel, that trains the body how to be metabolically flexible. And that's what we're going to do here. Now, at this first meeting, whether you attend virtual or in person, you're going to get your updated real food guide, which is really comprehensive. It's actually turning into a book. It's pretty awesome. You're going to get your shopping list and some other supportive handouts. And if you sign up before the progression kicks off on January 9th, then you'll get access to all our pre-courses. So we have how to take your own pictures and measurements, what blood work to get, what kind of cookware and storage dishes and things like that to consider. So a lot of really useful stuff that will start to gear you up for a successful January. all right? Now, if you got any questions, comments, or snide remarks, send them my way. We're looking forward to seeing you guys at this progression, all right? Take it easy, keep it real.